Bonjour à toutes.
So, good morning, everyone. I have the great pleasure of welcoming to this 29th conference on country risk. This is almost 30 years that we've been having this event, with 600 of us here in this room, probably helped by current affairs, and about 2,300 people who are attending this conference remotely. We're proud to be able to present this event to you every year while respecting the values of our mission for trade, and you know that it's particularly resident with respect to current world affairs. But now let's talk about 2024. It's already behind us, 4 weeks, it seems an eternity. But we already knew that 2024 would be, would be a year of uncertainty, where about half of the countries were voting, but we had results that were a little different from what we thought. And now we're not in uncertainty, we're into the unknown with an American administration with its breaking records in terms of measures taken since he's taken over, and there's going to be a world that's going to be breaking up. I think that's going to be one of the guiding principles of today's conference, and this is going to represent a lot of challenges for international companies represented here, but we'll talk about it now. For macroeconomics, we saw in post-COVID inflation what, sort of like that central banks can help us land softly. This happened to us, but it happened a little bit dispersedly with the overperformance by the United States, which surprised us, China, which still has structural problems, and Europe, which was struggling, in particular the industrial countries at the heart of Europe. Now, from the microeconomics, we've seen a continual increase of companies in difficulties, which is about 20 to 30% higher than the rate before the COVID pandemic in 2019. So a lot of tension on pressure on companies. Now, if we look ahead of us for 2025, more than ever, we can see that we're jumping into the unknown, into a new paradigm, with a new team in charge in the United States, which is creating a lot of uncertainty and potentially an impact on the rest of the world. For China, the need to rebalance its growth model, to reduce its excess, and to develop its internal market, and then for emerging markets, the usual risk is sort of like the increase of the dollar, the risk that capital exit, a lot of competition coming from other countries like China. And then talking about Europe, we've had COVID, we have war on the eastern flank of Europe, we've had an energy crisis, we have a lot of competition coming from China, and we're wondering whether there's going to be a new front opening up, whether a trade war with the United States, all of that in, sort of like a lot of budgetary margins that have been diminished and a lot of uncertainty. World trade isn't rebounding. It's about 30% of the world GDP, and it's been remaining like that now for the last couple of years. It's stagnating, it's reorganizing slowly but surely. We can see a regionalization of transaction flows, and we've seen during 2024 that there was an increase of what we call the connector countries, like Vietnam, for example, Mexico. But maybe that's not going to last. We've also seen strong dynamic with respect to services, and all of these changes in the world are going to create stakes for the supply chain, and where everything is being diversified, we're going to have to be more and more resilient. So in this uncertain world, more and more uncertain, where everything is moving very rapidly for companies, it's necessary to be even more vigilant and adaptable and flexible, and to develop robust and resilient strategies. This is what we're trying to do ourselves in Coface, and we're trying to help our customers and clients to do it likewise. And how are we doing this? We're investing more than ever in technology, in services, in data. Just to give you some figures, we've doubled our investment with respect to technology over the last couple of years. We're going to employ 800 people in the data sector and artificial intelligence. And these new services that we're developing for companies is enabling them to watch their customers, watch their supply chains, to better understand the markets. We've had a demand from our customers. We have a request from our customers every 9 seconds, and we're proud of this. So we're going to see our new strategy, Power the Core, and the teams have been working hard on this to build a world benchmark reference system for credit risk systems. And I'm delighted to welcome you up here. I hope that you're going to have an excellent conference 2025, and thank you for having listened.